Cleaning is the tough word. Take it?
Or just do something with it?
Oh no, I can do something with it.
What do you do with it?
I'll knit it, or I'll make yarn out of it. Oh yeah. Blood all over me now. Not pretty, but beautiful. Let's see here. Alright, just a top side view. Let's get a better shot of this. The spine line right across here. Look at that, there'd be the, that's the tail. Okay. Hips, top. I've cut the feet back and everything, and I swore I wouldn't do this again, but I'm going to try. That's the good stuff there. Yep. Okay, we're going to work off the top of this thing. A couple of drums. And this whole pallet. So I can nail to this. I can also move it if I have to. These get pretty nasty. Just to show you the underside. You have blood and fat and meat still on there. It's got to go. This is the front end. You still got the, that'll go. But you can see the, see if you can see this here. See how thick. Here's the bottom of this thing. You see there's quite a bit of wool. It's a really thick coat. This guy had never in his life been sheared. Okay, it's probably a year and a half old. Pretty thick. A lot of material there. Alright, I don't know if you see the, let's see the light on this. Basically, dull blade, it's a homemade, well it's a butcher knife, but I've dulled it. And you got the nice radius on that, but you're basically scraping. You're going to scrape all the fat, try to get the membrane off. This part I'm no good at. But just to give you an idea, this is a chore, but I'll get it out to the edge. I just want it to get looking like this here. I might leave some membrane, but I'll get it to this point, and then I'll salt it and let it sit for a few days, and I'll come back and do it again, and then we'll go down the edges, cut all the excess off. Like, I don't need all this. I'm not even going to clean this here. We'll just cut this out and see what we can make out of this thing. Okay, this thing, I don't know if the wind's going to mess this up here, but this thing's been tossed on the ground after the guy skinned it, so it's got grass and dirt on it, kind of thing. Okay, you could be more careful there, but just to show you, that right there, that is a huge chunk of fat. Okay, fat's what's going to keep you alive. You would not let something like that go. There's pieces around here of fat, lots of fat on these skins here. This could be harvested, put in your boiler, get your larder going, and then you can preserve fat. Like I said, fat's a big deal. There's a whole bunch of it on here. Scraping. I've got it nailed off. I don't know if you can see that. Little nails here just to hold it in place. A whole lot of fat came off of this thing. Now what I'm going to do is put salt on it. Let it sit for a day or two, and that'll help break off some more of that fat. Kind of sloppy there, but see what we can make out of it. Anyhow, pretty good size. Here's a good sized lamb for sheep. This is the salt we use. Table salt. And it does not supply iodine. You don't want the iodine salt. That kind of messes up the breakdown, I believe. That's easy to find. Shut up. homemade butcher knife. Got this from Smart & Final. It's brand new, but there's no edge on it. It's just rounded off. The tip is typical. Let me show you this one more time. This is just a butcher knife. Let's see if I get it to focus there. Chef's Review. I buy these at the Smart & Final store. No big deal. It's a stainless steel, but what it was, I get back, this actually went out to a point and then out like that. Your basic butcher knife. But by putting this sort of a radius on here, you get where it's, if you use a regular blade like this kind of a thing, let's say you're scraping, that point is going to dig into that. You're going to pop holes in this thing, okay? So typically I use this hole when I used it this way. Alright, so that's kind of the radius I try to match with, but this thing here is just way too flexible. This is another good one. This is actually a template for a knife I was going to have made. But anyhow, you see how that radius there, you'd want something a little more pointed with your own bushcraft knife type thing. But like I said, this is I use this for the scraping. And that radius, let's see, it's very hard. You don't get that point into it like that. So you're working over here, so you can get a whole lot more scraping. You don't have to worry about tearing this thing, poking holes in it. So go like that. The point kind of stays out of it. That point here doesn't poke unless you jab it in there. So basically you're just roughing it up. This flaky stuff, that's just salt. But typically, if this was a cowhide, you wouldn't have all this. I can't show it. This has a ton of wool below it. So it's like a pillow. Okay, that actually works against us. If this was a leather hide, it'd only be about so thick, but mostly leather, not hair. So it'd be much firmer. You get things done a little bit easier. But this being mushy like this kind of works against us. Big old hunk of fat right there. See that film trying to break away right there. That's the edge of the skin. That's as far as I'm going to go. I'm going to cut that out from there. I don't need to go any further. Some over here. And because this has been sitting for a few days with salt on it, it just comes off easier. It's not necessarily the right way to do it, but it works for me. This is awesome. This is. I'm glad I found this. This is like my Lobo from Stray Dog Crew gave me this idea. You don't even know it. It's just I started with smaller rocks. Went and got this one. This is my aquarium rocks. I collect a bunch of these for my aquariums, but this is just way better than what I was doing. Huge time saver.